Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are doing something slightly different today. We are watching England versus Albania, two teams that are, completely contrasting. Albania reached their first Euros final a few years ago, and England, of course, are one of the big powerhouses of international football, especially at the moment anyway. Please do let me know if the camera is okay. I can see there's a few people sort of filtering in, so please let me know if the camera's okay and if you are here, and hopefully there's not too much of an echo. I am in quite a echoey room, so hopefully that isn't too much of a problem for you guys. I'll wait a little bit longer before we have a few people join, but what we'll be doing today is we've got a lovely halftime game coming up. It should be really exciting. We are doing Guess the Player this week, something a little bit different to what we did last time, and we are also, which is something for you guys to get involved with. So you guys will have to leave your comments and try and guess who the player is. Let me know if you are here, and let's see who is here. Hi Erin, thank you for stopping by. Hi, the camera and mic are great. Thank you for letting me know that. And Charlie, as always, saying what a handsome boy. Thank you, Charlie. So the first thing we will do is we will actually jump into the squads for this game, and they have been released already by Gareth Southgate and his counterpart in the other dugout. So let's find out who they are. Hopefully we don't get an inception moment. Here we are. So the lineups for England specifically, because I don't know about anyone else, but I don't really know the Albanian squad very well. I know he plays in Serie A, Hisaj. I know he plays in Serie A, but other than that, I don't really know of any of them, so I can't really make too many comments about the team. But looking at the bench, Shrikosha for Albania is on the bench, and Shrikosha is a player who a lot of people are familiar with him playing in Serie A. Just looking to see if there's anyone else I'm familiar with, but I don't think there is. So we'll move on to England, and we will have a talk about this. So it looks like we have set up in a 4-3-3. That could easily change, as I discussed on Friday. I can't remember now. Thursday, I think it was. It's been a long couple of days, a long few days. But this is how the team lines up. So it looks like Nick Pope is starting. Will be interesting to see against a little bit tougher opposition than San Marino the other day, that if Nick Pope can perform well for England. We then start off with Kyle Walker at right back, Harry Maguire, John Stones and Luke Shaw. A solid defence, and a defence which I've been looking at. The one thing I will say is Harry Maguire will probably play on the left-hand side of that defence rather than John Stones, mainly because of the Harry Maguire has been playing as left centre-back for Manchester United this season, and John Stones has been playing as the right centre-back for Manchester City. And of course, they link up as well with Kyle Walker and Luke Shaw, because Luke Shaw is of Manchester United and Manchester City's Kyle Walker is at right back. The three across the midfield is a midfield three that I quite like the look of, with Mason Mount, Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice. The one negative here is Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice are very similar players, but Mason Mount could have that skill and ability in the team to be creative. And that looks like a fantastic midfield three. And then we've got Phil Foden. It'll be interesting to see if he plays off the right or if he actually plays in that number 10 role, and we go, maybe we can swap to a 4-1-2-1-2 with a little diamond in the middle. And so the other attackers are Captain Harry Kane, of course, and Raheem Sterling. So not too many surprises there. It's nice to see an almost full-strength team in this England side, which is always a benefit. We get to see what probably the team that will be playing over the Euros. Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice and Mason Mount are probably the players that might not play over the Euros, but it'll be interesting to see how they fit into the squad and against the team such as Albania, which is starting to make a few movements, if you will, in the world of European football. It'll be interesting to see if they can cope with that midfield. So, and then moving on to the bench, I believe will probably be the rest of the squad, other than Marcus Rashford dropping out. Sam Johnston, Dean Henderson, Tyrone Mings. Reece James is on the bench today instead of Kyle Walker. He did play against San Marino, which wasn't the greatest of games of football I've ever seen. Then we have Ben Chilwell, Connor Cody, Kieran Trippier, Jesse Lingard, Jude Bellingham, James Ward-Prowse, Ollie Watkins, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. The one thing I will notice or note down is Kieran Trippier's lack of playtime so far. Maybe this is because he's a nailed-on player to be in the team. I don't know, but I was surprised when Reece James started last week, and I am surprised this week that Kyle Walker is starting. The final thing, which isn't really a thing that is of any note, but it's interesting to see that England's team is a year younger or so, and that for the long run is a fantastic thing for England. It's nice to see some young players, Phil Foden, Mason Mount coming through, and it'll be really interesting. So I will stop sharing my screen now, and hopefully we've got a few comments. Let's have a look. FIFA knowledge, yes, that's basically all my knowledge on the Albanian squad. Let me know what do you think to the graphics as well, guys. I have upgraded myself, so we've got a bit of a nicer graphic, which is good. Jake, lovely to see you, mate. Thank you for dropping by. Good to see Phil Foden and Mason Mount both starting. Yes, it is nice to see a bit of a few of the youngsters, and of course Declan Rice. Declan Rice always seems like he seems older than what he is, but he's not at the minute. He is the same age as Mason Mount. I don't understand the hype around Declan Rice. You've always said that, Charlie, and I think I need to get you on at some point just to speak about that, because I think Declan Rice is a very underrated player. I think he is one of the best in his position in the league this season. There's a reason why he's captaining West Ham at such a young age, and that's why there's hype there. Lovely to see 11 people in the stream, so thank you guys for stopping by. If you are new, be sure to smash that like button. Can we hit 15 likes on this stream? That'd be fantastic. And the graphics are sweet. Thank you. So the one thing I will be looking for this game over the game against San Marino is maybe a bit more structure. Last week against San Marino, it wasn't very structured. It looked like a Jesse Lingard training session, which is what me and all of my mates sort of said. It looked like England were just sort of showing off. It's kind of like, the only way I can describe it is when you see a dad playing with his little lad and he's doing all the nutmegs and stuff, making it look really fancy. But are you really that good because you're doing it against your little kid? That's what it's like to me. And San Marino aren't a great team. Albania are a bit better. Albania are probably one of the better teams in our group behind maybe Poland or someone like that. So Albania are a little bit better. And they will be one of the bigger tests in this set of fixtures for England. So first of all, I'd like to apologise. I don't have my mouse plugged in, so if there's anything that pings up on the screen and I don't mean to, that is completely an accident, and I will try and remove it. It will just be taken off immediately. Will this be a stream of the game? Well, I can't stream the actual footage of the game, mate. Thank you for stopping by, though. And it will be a commentary, so I'll be commentating over. It's all, it'll be a good one for you. And we've also got the fantastic halftime show this week. So it looks like we are about 5 minutes away from kickoff here. 5 minutes. And what I noticed at the beginning was they were talking a lot about that centre defensive midfield role, which we spoke about earlier, the Calvin Phillips, Declan Rice position, which they were speaking about earlier. And the fact is, Jordan Henderson has been struggling so far with injury problems throughout the vast majority of this season. And that is because he's been playing so many games for Liverpool. All of Liverpool have struggled so far. And the problem is Declan Rice has been so consistent for West Ham United this season that Jordan Henderson needs to find some form and needs to become fit. And, well, he just needs to be in this England squad, I think. He's our vice-captain. But it's going to be really, really a big game for Calvin Phillips specifically because I think he is the one on the edge. I'm thinking about doing a video in the upcoming weeks, upcoming months of a tier list, basically. I'm going to be doing a tier list, and I'm going to go through the England squad and say who I think is going to make it and who I think isn't. Just looking, the England squad is just about to walk out onto the pitch, led out by Captain Fantastic Harry Kane. So let me know, guys, your score predictions in the chat. Let me know. And I think I'm going to go with 3-0 England tonight. I don't see Albania scoring. That might be just because I don't know a lot about this Albanian team, but I don't see them scoring. I can see England keeping a clean sheet with Harry Maguire and John Stones. I'm really looking forward to seeing John Stones back in an England kit and back performing for his country. That will be another thing for me that is really interesting. So let me know, guys. Drop a comment. What is your score prediction for today? Are you with me? Do you think it'll be a landslide England win? Or do you think Albania could nick something? So the teams are just lining up. They're just about to shake hands, and the national anthems will be being played anytime soon. So I'll just grab a drink and make sure I'm all ready to go as well. I hope you guys are all ready to go. And like I said, I haven't seen any comments yet. So, why did I make this so tight? Oh, I've given up. Given up already. Can't face the embarrassment. Oh, and picture time as well. Obviously, I can't tell the national anthem's going on. I can obviously see them, that the national anthem's going on, but I cannot tell what is going on for the time being. Charlie thinks it will be an upset. Sam, what score do you reckon, Charlie? It's an obvious England win. An Albania goal will be great for the country and keep our lads in check, considering Albania and San Marino are easy teams. And Jordan says a 4-1 win, a 4-1 win for England. Yeah, I know what you mean, Jordan, about, well, thank you for stopping by as well, mate. Thank you. Really appreciate that. I know what you mean. Albania are much better than San Marino, though. They've at least got professional players. And that is the main thing, isn't it? Getting actual professional players in your team. And I think I could walk into that San Marino team and do a decent job. 2-1 Albania for a laugh. And my dad says, come on, Sam, open the bottle. And I've been struggling with it all day. And now there's 19 people trying to watch me open this bloody bottle. Did it. Thank you. Cheers. So here we are, everyone. Thank you for stopping by. If you are new, like I said, smash that like button. And as always, let's see, leave your comments. What's your score prediction? We are just coming up to the Albanian team are singing their national anthem rather than their national album. 4-0 to England. Would love to see Phil Foden on the score sheet. Hiya, Harry. Thank you for dropping by again, mate. Really appreciate that. Yes, I would love to see Phil Foden today. I think he's one of the best upcoming players in this England side. So hopefully we can get him there. No Brothers Cider today. No, unfortunately, Jordan. No, I couldn't be bothered to go out and get myself some ciders. Charlie literally had to go out and get me some wraps earlier because I was feeling lazy. Go on, so Sam, get in there, my son. Yes, a big occasion for us all. I've finally opened the bottle, so that I really hope I've not tightened it too much again now. Oh no, I'm really worried. So Harry's going with 4-0 England. We've got a 2-1 Albania just for the laughs, and we also have a 4-1 England from Jordan. So the teams, well, we've just gone into an ad break, so the teams will be back out any moment for us, and hopefully it'll be an interesting game. I'm praying it's not one of those nil-nillers like the one, was it Chelsea versus Leeds I did, where it was a nil-niller. Crikey, that was boring. Also, Jordan will be on the stream for the Porto game, so I will be coming up with a game for him. Maybe I'll need reigning champion Erin Shepherd back on to try and reclaim her stakes and try retain her title. Luke Roberts, thank you for stopping by, Luke. I really appreciate it. God, I love football. I know it's not your forte, Luke, but thank you for stopping by. It really does mean the world to me. It really does. Yeah, so Jordan will be on for the Porto game because Chelsea-Porto. I'm a Chelsea fan. Jordan is a Porto fan. It should be interesting. It should be really interesting. And hopefully that will cause a little bit of drama between me and Jordan. I mean, I'm not hoping for it, but I am hoping for it at the same time. So I'm just waiting for the adverts to get off my screen, and then I can start with the commentary. If anyone else has any predictions, let us know. And also, let me know, what do you think to the starting 11? Who would you change? What is that supposed to mean? Ouch. Yes. You know what it's supposed to mean, Luke. You know what it's supposed to mean. But thank you for stopping by, mate. I really appreciate it. So I can see we've got 23 people in the stream. So be sure to smash that subscribe button if you are new, and hit like as well. Harry Kane's in desperate need of a haircut over here. And we look like we're just about to get underway in England versus Albania. Hopefully, it's a fast start for us. So we've got something to comment over and something to actually talk about and have a discussion around. They're just taking the knee, as always, for Black Lives Matter, which is absolutely fantastic for them all. And here we go. Looks like Mason Mount is going to kick off England versus Albania. Show the game. Sorry, mate, I can't. That would actually be illegal. So unfortunately, mate, I cannot do that. But it is on ITV if you wanted to watch it. If Hendo was in instead of Phillips, I think not far away from how England will start in the Euros. Yeah, I think I agree with you there, Charlie. The problem is, like I said earlier, it's his fitness. England have just kicked off, by the way. It is his fitness which is the problem. And the consistency of Declan Rice. I think he'll be the centre defensive mid in a midfield three with Mason Mount and Henderson. But in this formation, I think Calvin Phillips is a bit more of a defensive player than him. Can't see the England badge because of the mic. Well, how can I sit? I can sit like this. Yeah, there we are. I'll sit like this. You can see my England badge now if I move Dad's comment off. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. I would like to have seen Ward-Prowse get another go. I think I agree with you there, Harry. I don't think he did much wrong against San Marino. He was fantastic. Ball over the top from Harry Kane. Sterling running in behind, but it's defended nicely by Albania. Yeah, I think it's one of them with James Ward-Prowse. I think he's a fantastic player, but the problem is James Ward-Prowse isn't playing high enough. And that is really a problem. Thank you for stopping by anyway, Jacob. I really appreciate it. What do you think to Bukayo Saka? I must say he's been the standout player for Arsenal this season. I think he's maybe a little bit unlucky not to get a bit more game time, especially against San Marino this week. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a really hard one for him to fight for his place because there are so many attacking options in the wide positions. But I think the one thing he does have is he has the ability to play in multiple different positions. He can play on the right if he wants. He can play on the left if he wants. And he does have that option with Bukayo Saka. And he's a very, very tricky player. So thank you to Flynn for stopping by. If you are new, be sure to subscribe, mate. Yeah, Ward-Prowse is all right. I don't mind him. He gives it his all. Yeah, I totally agree with you. That looked like a wayward pass from Nick Pope there. Not a good start to his game. Maybe feeling a little bit of pressure, Nick Pope, with Jordan Pickford out injured. He will be, if Pickford's still injured, he will be our number one, which there's no questions about that. Although I did see a thing, I don't know if anyone saw it, on Sky Sports about Sky Sports viewers basically naming their England squad, and they put Dean Henderson in over Nick Pope. I'd love to know what you guys think to that. Should it be Nick Pope? Should it be Dean Henderson? Or should it be Jordan Pickford? I think it's an age-old debate, and I think as provided we always have them guys, which I think we will because they're all about a similar age, provided we have those guys in the team, I think we're always going to have a debate because they all lend themselves to different things. So Kyle Walker has the ball. He's doing a bit of fancy tricks at the minute. Kyle Walker is. We're just playing the ball around the back. Like I said, Harry Maguire is starting on that left centre-back position, so he gets that link up with Luke Shaw. But interestingly, Raheem Sterling is out on wide right instead of wide left, which is where he has been playing for Manchester City more this season. He seems to suit it a little bit better. But like we said, like Josh said in my last video, we need to get a right winger who is consistently performing, and maybe forcing one of the better players out wide right will be the way to go. Who do you think should be the goalkeeper for you, the Euros? Well, I think for me, see, the reason I debate this, and I think it's a really difficult debate, is Jordan Pickford in the World Cup and on his day doesn't put a foot wrong. I think he's very confident, and he's a leader, and he's a commander. And I think that is something we need in a goalkeeper. Raheem Sterling running in, pulls the ball back, and well defended there from the Albania defenders. Mason Mount and Calvin Phillips winning the ball high back up the pitch, though, and it's going around the defence. Yeah, I think it should be Nick Pope on sheer ability, but I think Jordan Pickford has that experience now, and I know experience comes by playing games and stuff like that. So that's the one main problem. But if Nick Pope can move further up that England setup and move further up the Premier League ladder, then I think he will really push. But I personally think it'll be Nick Pope. I don't think Dean Henderson's done enough by any stretch of the imagination. Luke Shaw on the ball out left, rolls it back to Declan Rice, and we're recycling the ball again. Harry Maguire back out wide for Phil Foden. I'm hoping to see something special from Phil Foden today. Pickford is nowhere near that number one shirt. T-Rex arms with Poppadom hands. I do think the problem is with Jordan Henderson. He can be massively inconsistent, but I think on his day he's a better goalkeeper, and I don't think that's deniable in any way, shape or form. I don't know what you guys think. Leave a comment. Who is it, Pickford or Pope for you? I do say that as a Liverpool fan, however, still would have Henderson over him. Dean Henderson for me, but Harry, you're a Grimsby fan. Jordan Pickford is always has an error in him. Nick Pope isn't playing at a big enough club. Dean Henderson can do it on a cold Tuesday night at Blundell Park. He can do it anywhere. Yeah, I guess that's what they say. The ball played down the right, pulled back, looking for Harry Kane, but intercepted there nicely by the fullback of Albania. I'm not even going to try and name people's names. Yeah, I think Dean Henderson, though, the problem with Dean Henderson, Harry, is he doesn't really get enough game time. He often plays as a number two to David De Gea, and you don't. If he's not the number one for his club, why should he be the number one for his nation? Especially when we've got a couple of goalkeepers like Sam Johnston and people like that who are playing regularly and getting regular game time. That's what we've got to weigh up there. So it looks like a bright first few minutes for England. We are 6 minutes in. It's been a bright start for England. There has been a few sort of half opportunities, nothing that has really come. How do you watch the game? It is on ITV if you wanted to watch the game, or if you want to stay around, I'm doing a full commentary, mate. So I'd appreciate if you stayed around. And if you are new, be sure to smash that subscribe button and let me know what your score prediction will be for this game. So it is on ITV if you wanted to watch along with us and leave your comments about the game. That is absolutely fine as well. I'm intrigued to see what you all think to this England squad. So Declan Rice looks to be in the left of the three centre midfielders, which I said earlier, with Calvin Phillips in that more defensive role. Calvin Phillips is more, I say he's better defensively all round, but I think Declan Rice has that ability to drive the ball forward and really challenge and put pressure further on up the pitch. That's what I wanted to say. That took me so long to get it out. I know this is a tricky question, but who do you think will win the Euros? I mean, my heart's telling me England, but my head is probably telling me, I mean, I don't fancy the Netherlands because they've not got Van Dijk. I don't fancy Portugal at the minute. I mean, but I do, but I don't. There's so many teams who are in a bit of a weird sort of patch with injuries because of the coronavirus. Albania are looking to break here. Doesn't look like England have got numbers back, and that has ended that. Yeah, if I had to just go out, though, I think I would say I wouldn't say Germany because Werner and Havertz aren't playing. I'm just going to go with France. I think that's a boring answer to go with because they've won the World Cup. But I do think no one on this planet is anywhere near that French team at the minute. And the fact that people like Laporte are barely getting a look in the French team. But let me know, Flynn, let me know, mate, who do you think will win the Euros and why? And if anyone else has any ideas who they think are going to win the Euros, let me know. I'd be intrigued to see who everyone thinks is going to be Golden Boot. Portugal/France, Turkey is a dark horse. I think Turkey have probably got one of the best opportunities in recent years to win. Oh, lovely ball in behind there from Harry Maguire into Phil Foden's feet down the left-hand side, brings it down with his head, pulls it back to Luke Shaw. Phil Foden whips the ball in, looking for that Mason Mount, but the defender did well. Yeah, I think Turkey have probably got one of their best opportunities at the minute, to progress quite far. They've done really well so far this year. And, in the World Cup qualifiers, we've seen it against teams like the Netherlands, beating the Netherlands 4-0. I know it's a Van Dijkless Netherlands, but it's still something, isn't it? And it's still a big achievement. So, corner for England, Phil Foden on the corner. I think that was John Stones attacking that at the back post, but unfortunately couldn't replicate his form against Panama in the World Cup. What a game that was. What a time to be alive that was. Yeah, he's just jumped up there and he looks like he's taken a bit of a heavy landing. But fortunately, he sort of managed to put his arms down so he didn't just land straight on his back. It looked like a painful one. Portugal and France, though, I think the doubt that's in my head, Charlie, is the fact that they drew last night. I know Ronaldo was fuming about the Portugal goal that was disallowed, which he was supposed to have scored. But I think I've just got that doubt in my head now, and maybe they are worth it with, Kyle Walker trying to burst in behind there, but unfortunately unable to do so. Playing the ball out the back there from Albania. Looks like it could have done well to get them out. High pressure there from Declan Rice, and the ball is intercepted from John Stones, and it looks like England might be able to go straight forward, but Kyle Walker has spun backwards and gone the other way. Typical England. I do think with England, they are a lot more entertaining than they were when we were growing up. I know we had that golden generation of players where it was, I say we, when I was growing up, I think I was meaning we, as in me and Charlie, because Charlie's responding. But when I was growing up, the golden generation of England footballers was so boring. You just play the ball around the back, and it was the most frustrating thing ever. I think Belgium will win it because they are so close every time to winning something, but they never do, and they have a lot of quality in their team. If there was Eden Hazard in that team, I would have agreed with you there, mate, but I don't think they have the depth in that squad without the likes of Eden Hazard. And now that Vertonghen is getting a little bit older, I know he's still a fantastic footballer, but I think there'll be a threat. I think they'll get to the semi-finals. And Phil Foden in behind, and the Albania keeper might have just touched that out for a corner. Looks like it's gone out for a corner there. But yeah, I know what you mean. They do have a lot of players. Kevin De Bruyne is one of my favourite players in world football currently, and he's a fantastic footballer. And they do have a lot of talent in that Belgium squad. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the semis or even the final. But for me, I think it's going to be France. I know it's a boring answer, but I just think it will be France. Probably Portugal, because it won't be of CR7. The corner's just coming in. Can anyone get on the end of that? No, 2 corners there, which no one's really been able to make the most out of. They've got some excellent young talent in the team now, and they'll be looking very exciting over the next few years. Yeah, I agree with that. Albania breaking, 1-on-1. Can he finish it? And he skied it from about 10 yards out. There was a counter-attack from England's corner. The number 11, don't know his name, don't ask me his name, but he has blazed the ball over after a promising counter-attack there. Kyle Walker in no man's land, and he's just had to take it because Kyle Walker's managed to redeem himself by making a recovery run, and he's blazed it over. Unfortunately, he could not get it on target. Early warning signs, though, for England, as John Stones kicks the ball into the striker now as well. We are only 13 minutes in, and that was a very, very early warning sign. Belgium will do well and then choke it. I think the one thing which, was bad for Belgium in the World Cup was the fact that they ended up beating England. If they'd not beaten England, they'd have got to the final. They really would have. Januzaj just happened to be wanting to score a goal, and England managed to get to the semis because of it. And we ended up facing them in the third place playoff, when in reality Belgium probably should have been. Well, it should have been Belgium instead of Croatia, and the final should have been France-Belgium. But it's one of those things. It's the luck of the draw, really, isn't it? Oh, this bottle lid is doing my head in already. I shouldn't have chosen this. Kyle Walker on a throw-in deep inside the Albania half. Finally, back underway into Raheem Sterling, pulled back there. I can't quite tell who that is from here. It looked like Calvin Phillips. Mason Mount tries to hit the ball high up the pitch. It goes out for a corner. The ricochet looks like it's come off an Albanian leg. So we are 15 minutes in. The biggest opportunity is the one they are currently showing, and it was for their number 11. And he should have potentially done better. He should have hit one on target. If you ask me, I think that should be on target. And I think he should be working Nick Pope from there. If I'm brutally honest with you. England have got another corner, though. They have been absolutely flooding in the corners. Can this be a better one? It's hit Harry Kane as it's come in and gone out for a goal kick. We need to start doing something with these corners. Number 11 is Uzuni, who had the opportunity earlier on. Who do I think will be relegated this season? Well, I was always one of those people who thought Sheffield United were going to get a bit of a run from sort of January and they'd turn it round and it'd be a nice close finish. But I think Fulham have probably got the legs on them. Newcastle have stuff going on outside of football with the club, the fans not liking Steve Bruce, stuff like that. They've got a lot of stuff going on with still Mike Ashley as well. So, Declan Rice has nicked the ball high up the pitch here. Can he get the ball to Raheem Sterling? Can we do something with it now? At the edge of the box, to the left-hand side, Phil Foden and Raheem Sterling have swapped sides here. Shaw goes on the overlap. Back to Declan Rice, and it looks like we're going to be recycling the ball. I think Newcastle will be... I think Newcastle don't have the legs on them. I don't think the squad's good enough. And I personally think that Fulham are going to stay up. I think they've got the players who are going to find the form, and they've got a lot of talent in that squad. Newcastle, I just don't see where the goals are going to come from, if I'm brutally honest with you. But let me know to Flynn. Let me know who you think will go down and why. So I'm hoping for an early goal here from England, just to settle the nerves a little bit, because that opportunity for Uzuni has really, it's not shaking the team up, but it's shaking me up, because I'm now worried that they've got that opportunity in behind with the pace of this Albanian attack. Played the ball into Mason Mount. He's been absolutely tugged everywhere there. Played it back to Kyle Walker inside his own half. And back to John Stones, and a lot of recycling of the football so far. And hopefully it will be a bit more entertaining. Calvin Phillips here picking the ball up into Foden's feet. Lovely exchange there with Mason Mount. Mason Mount is intercepted and Albania recover. John Stones again. Declan Rice slotting into that centre-half role, it looked like there. That could be an option for England over the course of this, is Declan Rice slotting in. If we wanted to go to a 5 at the back, Declan Rice is more than capable. Or we could move probably like Mason Mount into a right wing-back role and move Walker over into the right centre-back role. I personally quite like 3-4-3. I know a lot of people dislike 3-4-3, especially for England, because you have a lot of defensive players on the pitch. But I quite like it if we play Declan Rice in that position. I really rate Callum Wilson if he gets fit. Newcastle will have to stay. Will have enough to stay up. Yeah, I think that's the problem for Newcastle at the minute. They don't have that goal scorer. If you'd have said to me in January, I'd have been like, yeah, Newcastle aren't going down. Callum Wilson's a fantastic goal scorer, and he always has a purple patch in the Premier League. But he is injured, and that could really, really dictate this season for them. I can't wait until we have fans back, just when you thought international football couldn't be any less entertaining. Yeah, there was a few fans last night, Charlie, in the Netherlands game, which is obviously nice to see. And it feels weird as well now. It really does feel weird. I was watching, I think it was the highlights from Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace when Jack Grealish got booked for diving, even though Aston Villa had scored, and they ended up losing because of it. It was that game. I'm sure you could find it online if you wanted to. But I was watching that, and it looked really weird with fans in the crowd and in the stands. And I thought, that's so strange. Like, a year ago, we would not have been sat here thinking, how weird would it look to, be able to have people stood next to each other. It is so strange. I think Sheffield United will get relegated because they've sacked Chris Wilder, and I think Chris Wilder could have grinded some points and have some hope of surviving. Yeah, I think the problem with Chris Wilder is, though, I think he wanted to leave with his reputation intact, and maybe that was part of the reason. I'm not sure if it was a sacking, I'm not sure if it was like a mutual leave. I know that often means they've been sacked, but I do think he could have grinded those points out. I do agree with you in that sense, but if Chris Wilder thinks he can't do any more for the squad, maybe he was blaming it on himself. Maybe that's why he was doing it for Sheffield United, and thought maybe they would be better off without him. So no real attacks in that whole discussion session there, as a long ball gets fired over by Calvin Phillips, looking for the runner Mason Mount, but goes into the goalkeeper's hands. Nearly 20 minutes played in this game, and England are dominating in terms of possession and in terms of corners. Harry Kane's won the ball really high up the field here. Phil Foden gets on the ball. Can he pick out Mason Mount? Two Albania defenders there in on Mason Mount, and a booking looks like it's come out for number 18, which is Malia. Looks like a bit of a hard tackle that. I'm not sure both of them needed to do it. Kaidi Bar was pleading his innocence there, but it wasn't actually him who had committed the foul. It was his teammate, unfortunately. Wilder is a proper manager, former Halifax boss, so he must be brilliant. If you say so, Charlie, if you say. Can see him in the England job one day. Him and Scott Parker will be destined for it, surely. Yeah, I'd love to see some English managers in the future. Maybe a Stevie G or a Frank Lampard being England manager. Definitely not Frank Lampard at the minute, though. He didn't really do well for Chelsea. So England have a free kick right on the edge of the box, must be 20 yards out. Harry Kane is standing over the ball currently. I think Mason Mount was having a sniff, potentially in Mason Mount range. I don't know why Harry Kane would take it. They do have a player laying behind the wall. The new technique, which has emerged in 2020, when you thought 2020 couldn't get any weirder, people are now laying behind the wall to block the ball. Who else is over that? Who's that left foot? Is that Declan Rice? Oh, Harry Kane's just drilled it into the floor, and I don't know what he's given there. I think it looks like it was an encroachment or something like that. Good God, Stevie G inject it. I've just seen from Charlie there. Yeah, I'd love to see someone like that further down the line. But unfortunately, Albania are on the attack here. The replays weren't very good there. But unfortunately, I don't think it'll be for a few years. Thank you to everyone who is watching. Currently, if you are new, be sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe. There's a long shot comes in there from the Albanian centre half, and John Stones manhandling the centre forward there to move him out of the way. England 2-1 Albania, my prediction. Yeah, to be honest with you, I think Albania have come out looking a lot stronger than I thought they were. They look like they're a bit no-nonsense, which could benefit them. We saw against Colombia in the World Cup, no-nonsense fouling can get you somewhere. So Albania, they're not to that degree, but they are looking like a no-nonsense team who don't mess around with the ball. Very, very Sam Allardyce in their play, and that's the best way I can describe it. Who plays fullback for you at the Euros? I'd give Luke Shaw the nod on the left, but not Shaw on the right. Well, it depends if Trent Alexander-Arnold's playing on the right. I'm hoping this break in the internationals will have sparked a bit of motivation from Trent Alexander-Arnold. We all know he is, on his day, the best fullback England have. Maybe not attacking-wise, but maybe not defensive-wise, sorry. Definitely attacking-wise he is. So I would personally like to play him, but I'd only play him in a 5 at the back. If John Stones and Harry Maguire can prove to me that they are more adept centre-halves, which make less mistakes, then I'd definitely say put Trent in there, and then we have that option. But if we're playing a 4 at the back, I think I'd go with Kyle Walker. I think he's a safe bet. Left back is really hard for me because I have that inclination towards Ben Chilwell. I think he's not done a lot wrong this season, Ben Chilwell. And Luke Shaw has been simply sublime in the recent weeks for Manchester United. But it'll be interesting to see who actually keeps their form, if it ends up being that Chilwell gets in because he's the more consistent performer and plays better more regularly. What do you think to your England's Euros group? I'm actually going to have to double check that one there, mate, because I could not actually tell you off the top of my head who is in England's Euro group. So I will do that in 2 seconds. And Charlie says Luke Shaw and Trent, I think the break will have done him well. Depends on the formation at the end of the day. Yeah, totally agree with that. Raheem Sterling bursting down this left-hand side and has cut back again and has been crowded out there. That is what I mean specifically about Albania. They are crowding England out. They really are. What was I doing? Oh, the Euros group, because I cannot remember what it is off the top of my head. Croatia, Scotland, and the Czech Republic. That looks like a hard group, that. Croatia, I think we've got enough to get by Croatia and beat Croatia. To answer your question to Flynn. Czech Republic, I can't really think of anyone off the top of my head who plays for them at the minute. I'm sure there's a big name I've missed there, but I don't think there is. Scotland, I'm not worried about. I think the occasion will be too big for Scotland on that one. I think the one is obviously Croatia, but we do have history with Croatia now, and beating Croatia would be so much sweeter, wouldn't it, if we could beat Croatia in the World Cup, in the Euros, sorry, after being knocked out to them in the World Cup. I know it was sweet when we beat them in the Nations League, and it was only the Nations League, so. That was a funny noise. Right, here we go. Phil Foden picking up the ball, looking nice and sharp. He's got such a low centre of gravity, Phil Foden, can really turn really quickly, and that is something that, for a winger and a wide player, is essential, really. He's a different type of player to Raheem Sterling, though. Oh, good ball in behind there by Luke Shaw, proving why he's in Charlie's team, and it's just been intercepted. Czechs look handy. A lot of Slavia Prague players, and Kufal and Souček. Yeah, they could be actually. I think there could be another team that are very defensively minded and no nonsense, as I said about this Albania side. So not a lot has happened so far. We are 25 minutes in. The best chance has still fallen to Albania's number 11. England haven't really had a clear-cut opportunity yet. I am a little bit disappointed in that, in that regard. It has been a disappointing first 25 minutes for England. We haven't created a proper key chance. We've had a few corners, but not a lot really going on. Yeah, I know what you mean, though, Charlie. Kufal or whatever it's called, and Souček are two players that, especially this season, have been incredible in that West Ham United side. They've done so well. The one thing noticing about this England team, just as Mason Mount's driving up this right-hand side, can Phil Foden get a cross in? Mason Mount pulls it across the box. Raheem Sterling doesn't get in front. Just the one thing I have noticed about this England team, though, is there is a lot of movement around between the defenders and the CDMs. Can Phil Foden get on that? No, he can't. There is a lot of movement around in that team, which is good. It means the team has a lot of passing options, a lot of passing lanes, which is a fantastic thing to have in a team. And we have a left footer in Declan Rice as well, in case if the pressure really does come, we can slide him into left centre back. But it looks like a counter attack again here for Albania. They're really putting us under pressure. Through ball through. Ooh, that was closer than I thought it was going to be. Nick Pope just gets the ball in front of the Albanian striker there. I think it was number 11 again, causing all sorts of problems for England as Phil Foden clips a nice ball in over the top to Kyle Walker. Can we get the counter-attack now? Kyle Walker, a little bit of skill there, back to Phil Foden, and we are recycling the play again. Kane and Calvert-Lewin are probably guaranteed to be in the final squad. Who would you take as a third striker? Very, very good question, that one, Harry. Very good question. I think at the minute, but there's Bamford, isn't there, as well as Ollie Watkins. If Danny Ings can stay fit, Danny Ings is an obvious one. That is easy. Danny Ings is the obvious one there for me. Tammy Abraham, maybe on his day, maybe. But I think if Danny Ings stays fit, then he's in it. If he's not fit, then my Chelsea bias is saying Tammy, but I think my head would tell me maybe Bamford, because I think Bamford offers me, offers this England side a little bit more, maybe more in the mould of a Harry Kane. Can pass a ball, can get assists as well, which is also interesting, and it's a good point for the team. Phil Foden whipping in a free kick here. Oh, Declan Rice has just missed a free header there at the front post, and Albania managed to clear, and it's all the way back to Nick Pope again. Another big opportunity there, missed. I'm half Czech, and I think this is the best Czech team since the Nedved era. Yeah, maybe so, maybe so. It's just a shame that, it is almost a shame that you have these patches of teams where you're like, oh, they're not as good as the other one. But where do you think the Czech Republic are going to play? What do your loyalties and stuff tell you? Where do you think they will finish? Hey, it's me, the guy who played on FIFA for the Objectives. Thank you for dropping by, mate. I really do appreciate it, and I appreciated the sub as well, mate. And, of course, the FIFA help. That's even better. So, thank you, mate. We have got 18 people in the stream. Thank you, guys. This is probably, up there with an all-time high for me for a number of people in the stream. So, thank you for watching. And if you are new, be sure to smash that subscribe button. We are on the road to 200 subscribers, and hopefully we can get there as soon as possible. To help me keep progressing in my YouTube career. Bamford, miles better than Watkins. Ings, too much of a risk to take. Yeah, I think Ings, the problem is the injuries. I think on his day, he's maybe the most clinical one out of those backup strikers, but he is too much of a risk, like you say, Harry, and that is the problem with him. I think my problem is if we ended up getting down to the fact if Danny Ings was injured, maybe Tammy was injured as well, and someone else was injured, I think Gareth Southgate had looked towards Jamie Vardy and trying to sweet talk him back into this England setup. That would not surprise me if he tried to sweet talk him back into the England setup, because Jamie Vardy is by far, or he would have been, the second choice, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin would have been third choice, and then this whole debate literally would never have happened. So that is the problem with it. Jamie Vardy's retirement has really not shot us in the foot, but it's made it difficult for us at this point, because we have a lot of talent up front and in attacking positions, but we don't have a wealth of talent, and the depth once you go behind Dominic Calvert-Lewin isn't great, and Harry Kane's an injury risk as well in this England setup. And obviously when he's fit, he starts, but that's the problem. Another comment from Charlie. Thank you for commenting, Charlie. I do really appreciate it, even though you are only upstairs, but I do appreciate it. Thank you, mate. I'm just watching the football. Sorry, 2 secs. Calvin Phillips rolling the ball. It's really far up here, Calvin Phillips. Kyle Walker with a shot from far out and absolutely driven that into the arms of the goalkeeper there. Not a bad effort, but bounces in front of the keeper could cause a few problems. But if it had gone in, it'd have been really a prime Harry Kearns moment, that one. Love Ings, but too great a risk. I think we take Bamford over Watkins. I think he could be a lot more versatile. We've seen Foden through the middle at times for City this season. Yeah, I think it was a good point as well that Mitch raised on my last stream that Marcus Rashford could play through the middle for us, and that could be an option as well going into it. But my problem with playing Marcus Rashford as well is he's maybe a little bit too similar to the players who are out wide, and we want someone a bit different in that midfield, which is why maybe Calvert-Lewin or a Kane is more suited to playing in that position. Yeah, I think with Foden, though, it'd be a false nine, and I'm not sure we'd get the best out of a false nine in this formation because with especially playing wing backs, it's crossing the ball in a lot, and we don't have a João Cancelo or a Zinchenko or someone like that who has ability on the ball to pick out any pass. I think the Czech side are stronger than Scotland, but weaker than England and Croatia. But the Czech Republic beat England before not long ago, and the Czech drew with Belgium last night. Yeah, that was always one of the problems. It just comes down to the day, doesn't it? Really, mate. On the day, anything can happen, and we've seen that so many times in recent years in international football and in different competitions and stuff, that it does come down to that. It comes down to the day, and the Czech Republic have a good enough squad. It's not like they've got San Marino squad. They have a good enough squad to cause an upset. And to be honest with you, I don't rate Croatia's side. They've got a lot of good players, but I don't think it's stronger than England. I think it was a case of, for England, in the World Cup semi-finals, it was a case that Croatia wanted it more at that current moment in time, and England were very much happy with where they were in the competition. So, I totally agree with you there, mate. I think Scotland's squad depth isn't great, and the best two players are left backs, and that doesn't really suit you well when your best player is a left back, and it's Andrew Robertson for that position. So we are coming up to about 35 minutes in the game, still 0-0. Still 0-0 in this game, and the biggest chances again still falling to Albania. Hopefully we'll get a goal sooner rather than later. What's your opinion on Aaron Wan-Bissaka missing out on the squad? If Trent Alexander-Arnold isn't fit, he's a very good option. Yeah, I don't know why Gareth Southgate doesn't like Trent Alexander-Arnold. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I don't know why he doesn't like him. I think he'd almost suit this team a little bit better because he is defensively probably the best one. Maybe Kyle Walker's maybe the better defender defensively. Maybe that's I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe he's not in his plans because he wants to play that three at the back formation and he wants a better attacking player. And that's why the likes of Reece James is probably a better all-rounder than Aaron Wan-Bissaka, gets in the team in front of him, because we've still not brought him here, and Trent Alexander-Arnold had been taken out. And last time we played like 4 right-backs. So I see what you mean. Would you take him, Harry, if that was the option? As my screen just completely glitched out there. I don't know what happened there. That was really weird. Who do you think will win the Europa and the Champions League? I've just seen from Flynn. You got some absolute great questions here, mate. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Champions League. I'm tempted to say, I think Chelsea weirdly have a good run at this, especially if Liverpool can beat Real Madrid. If Liverpool beat Real Madrid, I think it will be a Bayern Munich-Chelsea final if Chelsea beat Porto. But I think Bayern will win in the end. I think they're too strong. Obviously, if it gets to that, as I am a Chelsea fan, I don't think I'm going to be saying that at all. I think I'll be full of confidence going into that game. And the Europa League, I can't even remember. Who's left in. I know Manchester United are. I did say Milan last time, and obviously Milan got knocked out. So that didn't go very well for me. Yeetverse, thank you for stopping by, mate. If you are new, be sure to smash that subscribe button. Albania will win versus England. I would not be surprised at this current moment in time if Albania beat England. They have had the better of the clear-cut opportunities so far, and I would not be surprised. So we are coming up to half-time. We're about 7 minutes away. So be sure, don't click off because it's half-time. Be sure to stick around because we've got an interesting game for you guys of Guess the Player. And I will explain all then. Kyle Walker's driving forward there. into Calvin Phillips. Phillips out to Mount to Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling's lost the ball and cleared again. But Mason Mount's picked the ball up again. Great work from Mason Mount defensively. I think that's Harry Kane, header, goal, 1-0. A lovely ball in there from the left-hand side, and Harry Kane has headed the ball in from 6 yards. Captain Fantastic has done it again, and just as Yeetverse says, Albania will win. It's going to have to be a comeback, but I guess Charlie's prediction is still on. A lovely ball in there. I'm not sure who that was. I got a little bit distracted looking at the comments. So Mason Mount picks the ball up. Raheem Sterling plays the ball wider to Mason Mount. Mason Mount cuts back, plays the ball to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw crosses the ball in, and it's an attacking header from Harry Kane into the bottom of the net. And England are 1-0 up. And Harry Kane's first goal in these qualifiers because it's the first time he has played. El Bassan 1.0 says Albania will win. I like your confidence. I really do. I like the confidence. And yes, a goal. It was a good goal as well. I don't know what you thought to that, but a really good goal. And it's a different goal for England to score. Oh, poor kick there from the keeper. Has got lucky. Has sailed about 2 inches above Mason Mount's head there. Who is the most underrated manager in the Prem this season? Oh, that is a hard one. David Moyes has obviously done a great job, but I'm not sure whether he's underrated. Mason Mount's picked the ball up again there at the edge of the box, plays it into Calvin Phillips, back into Mount, out right towards Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker fizzes the ball into Phil Foden, is that? Back into Walker. Walker plays a ball over the top, tries to do a no-look, and it does not go very well for him. This season, I really don't know. That's a really hard question. I'll have to get back to you on that one. Who do you think it has been? I think Thomas Tuchel's been fantastic. Aston Villa's manager's name's gone from my head. Oh my God. We'll come back to that. Yeah, I'll come back to that when I can actually think of of the managers' names. But yeah, I think David Moyes is probably the best manager of the season for me this season, with the turnaround of West Ham United. Luke Shaw showing his quality again. Yes, definitely. That was a fantastic ball in from Luke Shaw there. On a plate, really, for Harry Kane. As Kane gets the ball, rolls it into Mason Mount. Mason Mount goes into Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling takes it past one. He's in the penalty box. Looks for Harry Kane's feet, but just intercepted. Kosovo versus Sweden. What about it, mate? Let us know. Dean Smith at Villa. That was his name. I remembered his first name was Dean, but I couldn't remember his last name. Yeah, he has done a great job at Villa this season. But I am worried they're turning into a bit of a one-man team with Jack Grealish out injured. They haven't really been performing. I think Parker in the second half of the season, I think I agree with that. He's turned it around. Fulham looked dead and buried for a long period of time in the season, but now they are in with a chance of doing well. Lorik, thank you for stopping by, mate. Really appreciate it. It's all good. Don't worry, we'll turn it around. I'm pretty certain. Well, hopefully for you guys, they do turn it around. It'll be interesting as well if Albania can get a goal because, Raheem Sterling whips the ball in there. Back post, off the crossbar by Harry Kane. Should have got another there. The keeper was in no man's land there. In no man's land. I think Sam Allardyce is the best keeper, the most underrated one. Yes, I guess if he's underrated. Will you comment on Kosovo versus Sweden? Not tonight. I'm not streaming that one tonight, but be sure to smash that subscribe button and leave some suggestions if you do want to see them in the future, and then I can get them all set up and I can get prepared for them properly so I know which teams are coming and what games are playing. It's going to be 3-2 to Albania. And he's sure that it's going to be 3-2 to Albania. I'd love to see a couple of goals from Albania in this game just to spice it up that little bit more. We are in the 42nd minute on my stream because I'm watching it on my Fire Stick, so it's a little bit behind. But what do you think about Albania? I think Albania have been good. They've been a lot better than I thought they were going to be this game. Unfortunately, Harry Kane, what a touch that is. Pluck the ball out the sky. Can he feed Phil Foden? But no, he can't. Albania have come on leaps and bounds since they got their first entrance into the Euros, and I think that's important. I just read Jordan's comment and it's totally sent me off, so I'm just going to read Jordan's comment. Georgia have just scored against Spain. Who scored that? Who has scored that? Georgia scoring against... Oh my God, they are 1-0 up against Spain. Wow. Do you think Kosovo, Albania, or Serbia? I think Serbia are the best team out of them, if that's what you are implying. I think they're the best team. I think they are most likely to do the best out of anyone. Kosovo, should I say? I don't know why I keep saying it like that. Are very much one of the low-end teams. And Albania, to be fair, do look good in this game. They don't look fantastic, but they look a lot better than I expected. Goal for Georgia. Yeah, that is crazy. I cannot believe that. Can he Phil Foden? No. Thanks, Charlie. I'm not spelling it, and here is the name. Great. I'm not going to try and pronounce that one. Thank you, Jordan. No, thank you. Big shock though in that game. Is that a qualifier as well for World Cup? I'm assuming it is, which is why it's come up in my notifications bar on my phone. So that is a slight turn up for the Bucks for Spain, and no doubts they'll be able to turn it round. But you never know. You've heard of more stupid things, and like we said earlier, Albania could do quite well, and we've seen that we've got a few Albanian fans in here looking to get a goal against England. Harry Kane whips the ball in and saved by the goalkeeper. So we are 1 minute away from the halftime show. So be sure to stick around, guys. Be sure to stick around. We have got an interesting game of Name the Player. I will be giving you guys 3 clues, and you'll have to try and guess. You get 1 guess per round, so per clue, and you will have to guess who the player is from said clue. And I will not say until it's finally revealed. Portugal look like they're struggling this year. Lovely to see you, Curly. It is halftime now, guys. So lovely to see you, Curly. Thank you for dropping in. And I know you just said that just to wind up Jordan. I love that. Love that from you. Sorry. Yeah, still not pronouncing it though, Jordan. Still not pronouncing it. Solid first half. I think solid first half actually from both teams as well there, to be fair. Trying to look at it from a neutral perspective, even though I am English myself. Thank you, guys. We've got 18 people in the stream. This is a crazy amount of people for me, guys, so I really appreciate it. I am looking at you from the Belgium. I really can't read that. I'm looking at you from Belgium. Is respect for what you are going to have a lot of subscribers. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Curly, what a lad. Exactly, Harry. So it is the halftime show, guys. Let me set myself up so I'm all ready. So do we all understand what the game is? Let me know if you understand what the game is. FaZe Wallace 07, really good game from Harry Kane. Yes, he's been good so far for England. Where are you watching this, my friend? Is it on BBC? It is on ITV1 today. That is what it's on. I'm from Albania. Respect from here. Thank you, Hamza. Thank you for joining me, mate. I really appreciate that. So I will get the banners up. We are nearly ready to start and play Guess the Player. Are we all ready, guys? Are we ready for the first clue for the first player? Are we all ready? Let me know in the comments. I just joined, so I don't know. So I'll do a run over again. So you get 3 clues, guys. We have 3 clues for this. You have for each clue, you get 1 guess of 1 player, and I will reveal after the final one who the player is. So let's get this underway. So the first clue in this game is: I have played alongside Gianluigi Donnarumma, Fernando Torres, and Cristiano Ronaldo in my career. So, guys, comment who do you think this player is? They have played with Gianluigi Donnarumma, Fernando Torres, and Cristiano Ronaldo. You get 1 One guess per go. So let's find out, guys. Fernando Torres, Donnarumma, Cristiano Ronaldo. And I will get ready for the next one. Do we have any guesses, guys? I can see there's 19 people in the stream. This is absolutely fantastic, guys. Leave a comment. Doesn't matter. We're just having a guess at this point. It could be anyone from those 4 players. Think about it. Maybe you can get it first go. Always hard to get it first go, though. Looks like a few people have gone quiet. We've all gone quiet. What have we gone quiet for, guys? Can we not guess? Abbas Aziz says Zlatan. So that is our first guess. We have Bonucci. I don't know, though. Don't worry, mate. It will come. It will come further on. Bonucci, another good guess. Another good guess. So we will move on. We've got a few Zlatans, a few Bonucci's. We will move on to the second question. And the second one is... Oh, which one shall I go for? Because I just realised one of them might give it away. We'll go for this one. I think this one's more vague. I am currently a FIFA icon. Someone who is a FIFA icon. So that is someone who is currently on FIFA as an icon. And so that might narrow it down a little bit for you guys. Let me know. So it can't be Zlatan. It cannot be Bonucci. Who do we reckon it can be? They have played with Fernando Torres, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Gianluigi Donnarumma. And they are currently a FIFA icon. Let me know your guesses. We have got a Figo from Hamza. A Pele. Not quite sure he played alongside Fernando Torres, but we'll give you that one. Michael Essien, says Charlie. Hi, where can I watch the game, please? It is on ITV, but if you want to stick around for the match commentary, mate, I will be doing that when the second half kicks off. So we've got a few more answers. Anyone else got an idea for who this player is? And if not, we will move on to the final question. And it is, I played for Chelsea between 2004 and 2014. Who do you think this player is? They have played with Fernando Torres. They have played with Cristiano Ronaldo. They have played with Donnarumma. Or they've been in the squad with these players. And they are a FIFA icon. Curly says Gundogan. I don't know the answer or how to spell my guess. That does not surprise me that you don't know how to spell that. Drogba is another good guess. Have we got any more guesses? Drogba, Petr Cech, JK, says Michael Essien. And the grand reveal, guys, is that this person was Michael Essien. So a big shout out to Charlie, who got hit second guess. So Charlie won that round. A big win for him there. And he was the earliest one to get it. So we'll move on to round 2. We all know how this is played now. We all know how it's done. So it should be much easier in this second round for you guys. So let me move on to the second round. This player has played for 10 different clubs. Who do we think it is? This player has played for 10 different clubs. Vamos, yes, Vamos Charlie, yes, absolutely. He has played for 10 different clubs. Leave a comment. Who do you think this player could be? Anelka. Charlie's going back to Anelka again. He realised his last one was a good guess, so he's going for it again. Zlatan, said Hamza. That could also be a good guess. Who else have we got in the comments? There's a lot of players who have played for 10 teams. Zlatan, Peter Crouch. To be fair, he might not be far off 10 teams. Peter Crouch at the end of the day. Zlatan, Peter Crouch. Looks like some good guesses are coming in here, guys. Can we get the answer, though? That is the question. So we've got a few big answers there. We will move on to the next one, which is my highest Ballon d'Or placement is 4th. That is your second clue. Can we guess it? Can we guess it? That is the question. So the highest is 4th. This Harry Kearns guy knows what's up. I'm reuniting old friends here, and it's brilliant. It really is. So you've got another guess, guys. Highest Ballon d'Or placement is 4th. Are you all sticking with Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Peter Crouch and Nicolas Anelka, or could it be someone else? It might be. It might not be. I'm not letting anything away. So has anyone else got any more ideas? 16 people in this stream. Let's see if we can get some more. So it looks like everyone's gone quiet. Maybe they're confident with their first answers. So we'll move on to the final question, which should give it away to you all, or hopefully should, if I've done this well enough. I am returning to play for my country at the Euros. So who do we think it is? Got to be Zlatan. Rivaldo, says Lorik. Unfortunately, they're a current player this time, Lorik. So got to be Zlatan now. Yes, you are absolutely right. The answer is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. His highest placement in the Ballon d'Or was in 2014, where he finished 4th. Really good guesses there, guys. I can't quite remember who got it first. I'll just have to scroll up. It looks like it was Hamza who got it first, and then Jordan, and they got that in the first round. So congratulations to you guys. 100% Zlatan is back. Yes, he is, and I'm excited. Stephen also says it. Lovely to see you, Stephen. Thank you for stopping by. And we will move on to the final one. We've got a couple of minutes before the football continues. And this one, I think, is a little bit harder, but you guys have absolutely smashed the last two. So let's see if it is a little bit harder for you guys. So this one's really vague because I didn't want to limit it too much. I play in the Premier League, but I have never won it. I play in the Premier League, but I've never won it. So it's a very vague one, this one. So you might as well just chuck any answer in there. Let's see what comments are coming through. Watching from Jamaica. Lovely to see you, Stephen. Thank you for joining. If you are new, mate, be sure to smash that subscribe button. And, of course, hit like as well. We always appreciate that. So let me know, who do you think is the player who has never I play in the Premier League and has never won it? So we've got a few Rashfords, a Stevie G, a Harry Kane from Hamza, Rashford from Abbas, a Mason Mount from Jordan, going very young there with Jordan. Maybe Rashford again from Charlie. A few good guesses coming in here, guys. Maybe there's a couple more. Jesse Lingard, says Curly. I'm not sure. I think Jesse Lingard might have won one. Is it someone from Spurs? Hamza's going with Aubameyang from Harry Kearns. A lot of good answers coming in here, guys. A lot of good answers. So I think Seamus Coleman, says Ben. Another good shout. I play in the Premier League, but I've never won it. Thank you for joining. It's me, Ben. Thank you. Mustafa says Kane. So we'll move on to the next one, which is, I am the youngest player to ever play for my country. So this person plays in the Premier League but has never won it and is the youngest player to ever play for their country. Who could it be? England is mean. Oh, apologies. Which one was I on? Number 2. I'm the youngest player to play for my country. So I play in the Premier League but I've never won it. And I'm the youngest player to ever play for my country. Who do we reckon, guys? You've got another You've got another round of guesses for you. We had a lot of guesses in that first round, so let's find out. Foden or Cresswell. Foden, Greenwood. A lot of good answers here. Very England-based. Very fitting. A lot of good answers there, though. I'm intrigued to see what Jordan and Charlie think as well, because they were in the first round. Typical Jordan, that. What did Jordan comment? Mason Mount going young. Saka, another good answer. Another good answer from Mustafa. Thank you for stopping by, mate. We will reveal the answer. I'm just kind of waiting to see if Charlie or Jordan have an answer. Haaland, no idea how old he is. That's actually a good answer, that one, Curly. I'm sure he was one of the youngest players to play for Norway, but he's not playing in the Premier League, unfortunately. So we will move on to the final one, which is, I returned to my boyhood club for the 2021 season after 15 years of top-flight football elsewhere. Can you guess who this person is? They have played in the Premier League but never won it. They are the youngest person to ever represent their country, and they have returned to their boyhood club after 15 years of top-flight football elsewhere. So there is a big clue in there. Erdegaard, says James. I'm not sure he's played 15 years of top-flight football elsewhere, but good guess. Let's have a look, guys. Has anyone got it? I am yet to see the name appear in the comments so far. I am yet to see it. Can anyone guess it? I will give you a couple more minutes to decide. Just go for a free-for-all. See if you can guess it. I want to see if someone can guess it. Maybe I've made this too hard for you. Oh, I forgot. He played in the Premier League. Gareth Bale. Bale. It's not Bale. No clue, says Charlie. All I will say is, who was it who was guessing English? Mustafa guessing English was close. We need to guess English, guys. Who is the youngest player to ever play for England? I will give you, Ibra is definitely not the youngest player to ever play for England, James. Have we got the answer? Can anyone think of it? I think you're going to kick yourself when you find this answer out. We are nearly coming up to the end of half-time here. Has anyone guessed it? Can anyone guess it? I'll give you another clue because I think you guys need it. He played for Arsenal in the prime of his career. Can anyone guess this? Ex-Arsenal, Walcott. Harry Kearns has got it. I will give that to Harry. Fantastic. Well done, Harry. You have got that. The answer was Theo Walcott. He is the player who was the youngest player to represent England. He plays in the Premier League but has never won it because he was at Arsenal. And he returned to Southampton after 15 years of top-flight football at Everton and at Arsenal. So congratulations to those people who won each round. So I think it was, I think Charlie won the first round, didn't he? Hamza won the second round, and Harry has won the third round. Thank you guys for all taking part. That was a good game. Maybe on the next stream we'll do something like that similar. If you did enjoy it, be sure to smash that like button, and as always, hit subscribe. So we'll go back to what we actually had on the screen before, which was your guys' comments. And the last one was Theo Walcott. Well done to everyone who said Walcott in the end. That was good. Glad you enjoyed it, Charlie. Glad you enjoyed it. And yes, congratulations to Harry. Let me remove this banner off the screen because we don't want to be having that on the screen for the whole time. So the football has just got back underway here as Albania have kicked off the football. Let's see if some of the Albanian fans in this stream will get what they want and have Albania come back for the second half. Let's go. Right. Here we go. Albania on the ball to start off this second half as one of the Albanian players has just ran into the referee and fallen over quite comically onto the floor. It's almost as if he didn't see him there. Let's have a look through some of the comments. Jay Lings should come on in the second half. Yeah, I'd like to see Jesse Lingard feature in the second half of the game. I think he's had a great run of form since going to West Ham United, and I'd like to see him return to the England squad, and maybe he could be the player, especially with the form he's in, to make a difference. Romania has the world's third fastest internet. Where are you coming up with these from? Like, thank you, but where? So the ball has just got back underway after the Albanian player ran into after he ran into the referee of all people. Phil Foden picks up the ball, though, inside the Albanian half, dribbles with it, pulls it back all the way to John Stones. John Stones spreading the ball to Harry Maguire. We are in England's own half. I'm Albanian, Hamza's Albanian, but doesn't think we're going to win. Come on, Hamza, you've got to have some positivity. I'm going to try being neutral as possible, but obviously I am English, so I have to celebrate a little bit. I'll try not to celebrate too much for you, Hamza, if we do score again or if we do win. I have been impressed with this Albania side, though. I don't know if anyone else is watching it, if they are as well. I thought they were going to be a bit of a pushover, and they haven't been that. And considering, pardon me, excuse me, that was awful. And considering they don't really have many sort of players on their team who are like world-renowned footballers, I think it's interesting that they are only 1-0 down at this current moment in time. And I would have maybe have expected England to be 2-3-0 up already. But England just haven't had the chances. Barring that one chance from Harry Kane, I would definitely say Albania have had, for the most part, the better chances. It's an interesting fact to just think it is I used to think Romania was a total rubbish place. Yeah, it is an interesting fact, actually. I guess I've never thought about Romania in that much detail. I've never really questioned their internet history. But Raheem Sterling gets the ball flicked over the top, and he's just had the ball intercepted again. Is that Hisaj, the right back? He has been on something else today. He has done fantastically. He has been the star man so far for them, mainly because I can name him. But don't think England have been at their best today. No, I think I agree with you there, mate. I really don't think England have been. They haven't created enough chances so far. We are coming up to the 50th minute, so if you guys are watching and you want to see some subs, let me know who you think the subs will be. Flynn is back. Thank you for coming back, mate. Thanks, I really appreciate it for watching the stream again. This will come as no surprise, but I've been on holiday to Albania, a really nice place. Yeah, I think Albania was one of the places you're not allowed to go as a tourist, or you have to stay in a certain area. I don't know how it is. I'm sure Jordan will explain to me. Yeah, but that comes as no surprise to me, Jordan, that you have been on holiday to Albania. You do go to some wonderful places all the way across the world. As Declan Rice is spreading that ball out right to Raheem Sterling. He's not been at his best today. He has not been at his creative best so far. Nearly 50 minutes played, guys. I think we will be seeing some England subs specifically to put this game dead and buried. Wouldn't be surprised if Jesse Lingard, like was mentioned earlier, comes on just to offer something different. That would not surprise me. Raheem Sterling has been a little bit disappointing in this game. I'm not going to lie to you, but when you've got a player like Raheem Sterling on the pitch, a goal can always come, and it can come from anywhere. Oh, well retained again there by Albania. They look really hard to break down. That's the one thing I've been really surprised with this Albania team, is they look really, really hard to break down. I am just going to have a look through the live stats and everything. Once I've dragged them up on the screen, I will share them with you guys so we can see how that first half really panned out, because we haven't really spoken about that so far. So I will do this. Who will claim top 6 in the Prem? I actually did a video on this, Flynn. So if you want to check that out after this, absolutely. But my top 6, I think in that was Manchester City, Man United. I think I had Liverpool in 3rd, which was a questionable one, but I did like a score predictor thing. Chelsea, my Chelsea, I've just seen a comment further on. What club do you support? Chelsea is who I support. I've actually got I've got this behind me, so you would be able to say that. And then it was Chelsea, then Tottenham, and then Leicester, then Tottenham is how I had it in that video. What club do you support? Chelsea, like I said. Denmark are winning 6-0. Who are Denmark playing, Hamza? Let me know. I don't actually have that on at the minute. So, good shot there from Phil Foden from the edge of the box. Forced a good save from the Albanian keeper. Somehow managed to stay on the pitch and not go out for a corner. I think he tipped it onto the post there. I will defo watch that video. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate that. It isn't that far down my channel. I only did it a few weeks ago. So I will just share the screen for you guys, and then we can have a look at the stats from halftime. Where are we? Here we are. Share screen. You're going to have a little bit of inception here if I don't get to it quick enough. There we are. So the ball possession. Wow. I did not see that ball possession start. Has Raheem Sterling won a penalty there? What did I just miss? Oh, no, it's the Phil Foden. Oh, what a save that is from the goalkeeper. What a save. That big right hand has just pushed it onto the post. Fantastic from the goalkeeper. But here we are. So, as you can see, there's 21% ball possession. In the first half, what was it? 19%. England have been dominating in this game and in this first half specifically. Second half has been a little bit more even, but still, even still, England are dominating possession. Total shots is 2 for Albania, 4 for England. No shots on target for Albania, though. They probably should have with that good opportunity for their number 11 early on in the first half. Corner kicks, England have had 3. And big chances created, 2 and 1. I'm yet to see. I can't really remember when the big chances were for England. I'm assuming one of them was Kane. But other than that, there's not really much going on. Accurate passes, you'd expect England's to be miles above. Only 109, though, for Albania, which shows how much England are dominating this possession. That possession stat has completely blown my mind. That is incredible. 80% possession now for England. Wow. Keeper has made 2 saves as well for Albania. So we'll stop sharing the screen. What a save that is from their keeper. Yes, I totally agree, Harry. That was a fantastic save. Not quite you in your prime, but it was a good save. Please, can you show the game? Unfortunately, I can't because that would be illegal, mate. But it is on ITV if you wanted to watch it. Armenia have scored against Iceland. God, it's a day for upsets today, isn't it? Armenia, I wouldn't really have put them to beat Iceland, but I guess they do have. Is it Mkhitaryan who's Armenian? It must be. Lovely ball in behind there. Can he draw that across? Oh, well defended again. Just threaded the ball in there. I think that was Phil Foden. Rolled the ball in behind to Kyle Walker, who's about to go to the byline, and he's defended again in the middle. Come on, England, says Uncle Carper Tom. Yes, come on, England. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I would expect England to top this group. Poland are really the only team that we should be worried about. As you can see, the group matches scrolling across the bottom. You've got Albania v England, so Albania, England, Poland, Andorra, San Marino, and Hungary. Hungary could be another team as well. I don't know what their team's like at the minute. Georgia are winning against Spain. Yes, are they still winning? Jordan did say earlier on. Armenia have scored, 6-0 against Moldova, Denmark. Yeah, you're absolutely right. No hate for England. I'm from Albania. Brilliant. Thanks, mate. Absolutely. Albania have been playing fantastic this game. I must say to them, defensively, they've looked like an absolute rock. Thank you for joining the stream, mate. I really do appreciate it. And if you are new, be sure to smash that subscribe button as well. Do you think England will win the World Cup? I'd love England to win the World Cup. I think it's one thing that I want to see before I die is England win the World Cup. Whether that'll happen is a completely different question. I don't think we'll win the World Cup. I think we're more likely to win the Euros if we are going to win anything. I'd take either, but obviously the World Cup is the big one, isn't it? Really, it really is the big one. So I really hope we can do well in the World Cup, and maybe we'll get a bit of luck like we did last time, and we'll all be in the pub shouting "It's coming home" as England win another corner there. It'll be great when the World Cup's on because we'll have all the opportunities to sit in the pubs, and it should hopefully, fingers crossed, be all back to normal. England winning another corner there, another great bit of defensive play from Albania. That is the one thing I can say about Albania is they look to make a sub. Their number 10 is coming on. Manaj is coming on. It'll be interesting to see who he replaces in this Albania team. But it looks like the sub is going to be made after the corner. Ball whipped in. Declan Rice has flicked it on at the front post, and Harry Kane, of all people, the one man you'd want it to fall to in this England squad, has blazed the ball over. Just looking at some of the player ratings so far for this game. Interestingly, I've said Raheem Sterling hasn't been at his best. I'll just share my screen again for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. I did say Raheem Sterling hasn't been at his best in this game, and that has been reflected in. Oh, there we are. That has been reflected in the player ratings so far. Everyone else, Luke Shaw, so far on for a Man of the Match award. He has been good, just confident on the ball, which is nice for him. Which is nice for England to have a comfortable defender on the ball. But we can see Raheem Sterling hasn't really done much in this game. we are now 57, 58 minutes in, and he's still not really done much. I think he's trying to beat the players too much. He's maybe not giving them enough respect in that regard, and that Albania are having a really easy time defending against Raheem Sterling today. If I was to take someone off, I would take off Raheem Sterling. But the problem is when you do, there's a lovely ball in behind there to Raheem Sterling, and the keeper's got to it before Raheem Sterling could get onto it. That's the problem when you do have a player who is so good as Raheem Sterling. You can just turn it on at any moment. As we can see, defensively for Albania, they have been the star performers so far. And it looks like there's going to be 2 substitutions on my stream in a short while. I am just a minute behind. I think it's bang on a minute behind. Crikey, I missed a few comments there. Spain equaliser, Torres goal. That felt like a real throwback there. My first instinct there, Jordan, was Fernando Torres. That felt like a real throwback. John Stones is down injured. I'm not going to pronounce the Albanian player's name because I don't want to butcher it, but it is number 16 coming off for number 10, Manaj. And here is the other substitution. Is number 8 coming on. He's got his skull cap on for number 17. Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, he's got a skull cap on. I wonder if anyone knows the backstory of... I'm not pronouncing his name either. If anyone knows the backstory of his name, then please do, of his name, of his helmet, please do let me know. George 15 says, "Hi mate, how good is Mason Mount?" He is absolutely fantastic, and I'll just answer Uncle Carper Tom's question. I'm a Chelsea fan, mate, which is probably why George has aimed this question at Mason Mount. He's been good in this game, Mason Mount. He's been good defensively. More so than attacking, he offers a lot in that centre midfield role in terms of winning the ball back more than anything else. I watched a video by James Lawrence Alcott on his channel, and he basically did a breakdown of Jack Grealish, James Maddison, Mason Mount, and someone else, Phil Foden, and Mason Mount came out as the best overall player because of defensive stats. The defensive stats put him clear. What team do you support? I support Chelsea, Tom. Who do you support? Let me know. And what do we reckon our second half predictions are going to be? Would Mount be in England's best 11, though? Not for me. Well, for me, Harry, it depends where you're playing him. If you are playing him because I don't think he is anymore a competitor to James Maddison, Jack Grealish, or Phil Foden. I think they will all be competing for a similar spot, whereas I don't think Mason Mount is competing for that spot at the minute. I think he's competing for that third centre midfield role rather than a wide creator or an attacking midfielder role. I think he offers a lot, and because he is so good defensively, as Declan Rice drives the ball out here, goes out wide. Can we get the ball in there? Raheem Sterling back post, but defended well again by Albania. Yeah, that is the reason I think Mason Mount should be in the starting 11. I know I'm a little bit biased with me being a Chelsea fan, but I think he works well in that midfield alongside Declan Rice. And if we have 2 defensive midfielders in a 3-5-2, I think it'll be 2 defensive because then we've got 5 defenders plus 2 defensive midfielders, and we've only got 3 up front. So that's why I think Mount will work his way into this England squad, because he has that ability to play a little bit deeper, but also then drive the ball out, which is what we've just seen from Declan Rice there. So Rice also has that ability as well, which is absolutely fantastic for England. It's great. The amount of options we have in midfield, in attacking midfield roles, is fantastic for England, and I'm kind of quietly confident about the Euros. I think we can really do a bit of damage. Whether we get to a semi-final is probably the goal, I think, for England. Match what we did at the World Cup, then we can start progressing from there. We're going to have a good team for a couple of years now, at least for the next World Cup and the next Euros. So it'll be interesting to see. Mason Mount scores. Mason Mount does score some good goals. I don't know if that's you predicting the future and that's actually come up for you there, Abbas. But he does score some good goals. Mount and Rice could be absolutely fantastic. Do a job in a double pivot. Love the fact that they're best pals as well. there we are. Mason Mount has scored then. So it was a future prediction. Well, I guess he's already seen it. And it was a good finish there from Mason Mount. Just got the ball rolled into him and has just hit the ball over the top of the keeper and almost finessed it into that far corner. A lovely finish from Mason Mount. And that is why, Harry, he is starting in my England team. A great goal. I'll give some commentary on that in a second. I just missed it when I was reading. A lovely ball from Kane. Kane plays the ball into Mason Mount, who's just shaped up, hit the ball across the box and into that far corner. A lovely finish there from Mason Mount. Raheem Sterling does well to dummy it, and he's just placed it nicely into the corner. Yeah, I think he could work well in that double pivot role in that centre midfield. I think that's maybe his best position at the moment. And as we all know, he gets along incredibly with Declan Rice. They are best friends and childhood best friends. Is Albania doing good work there? They've been playing well. I think they're a little bit unlucky there. Their fullback has switched off and just let Mason Mount run in behind him. And against someone like Mason Mount, against this England side, you cannot let someone do that. You really can't. That's too easy to let someone of that quality into that position. It really is too easy, and they've shot themselves in the foot. Who is my favourite player? My favourite all-time player is probably Frank Lampard. My favourite current player outside of Chelsea is Kevin De Bruyne, and my favourite Chelsea player is Mason Mount by a long shot. And, well, to be fair, I quite like Christian Pulisic, but he's not been consistent enough for me. But I do really like Mason Mount and Kevin De Bruyne. They're two of my favourite players. Hamza, who's your favourite player? Let me know, mate. Let me know. So we are 65 minutes in, yet to see an England substitution, unless I have missed one. No, we are yet to see an England substitution. So hopefully they will be coming soon. We're 2-0 up here. Still on for my scoreline. Still on for that 3-2 as well. Messi or Ronaldo? I've just seen the comment. Easily Lionel Messi for me. He is the best goal scorer on the planet whilst being the best assister on the planet. I don't think there's much of an argument I don't think there's much of an argument against that. Of course, Ronaldo is a fantastic player. There's no taking that away from Cristiano Ronaldo. But it is a big but. For me, he's a better team player. My favourite is Messi. I'm a Barcelona fan. Oh, great. A Barcelona fan. Let me know what you've thought to Barcelona in the last year or so. They've not really been at their best, especially with that absolute demolition by Bayern Munich last season. I love Messi. Yes, I think, hopefully we've got a lot of like-minded, less Messi fans in here, but let me know I'm sure Jordan supports Cristiano Ronaldo as he's a Porto and a Portuguese fan. So we are 65 minutes in after our Messi and Ronaldo debate. England are 2-0 up. Albania are maybe a little bit unlucky, as England haven't been at their best. But the ball possession stats, 75% England, 25% Albania. So they have improved from their 19% they were on. What was your score prediction? I missed that at the start. I said 3-0 England. Joseph, I said 3-0 England. Would you stay with Maguire-Stones partnership for the Euros, or does Connor Cody get the nod? I think currently we've got to stay with Maguire-Stones. A few months ago, I probably wouldn't have said that. I thought we were in trouble a few months ago for that second centre-half role. But John Stones has come into form at a beautiful time, an absolutely beautiful time to come into form. And I don't think Connor Cody, as much as I love Connor Cody and I think he's a fantastic footballer, I don't think he can walk into this England squad. He'll be a good backup to have, and I think Tyrone Mings would be a good backup to have as well because he's a left footer. But other than that, I think we stay with it. Who would you start in that defensive 4, defensive 5 for England? So England have a free kick about 30 yards out so far. Mason Mount stood over the ball. I can't tell who's next to him. It looks like Phil Foden. Mason Mount. Wow, that was awful. Someone didn't read the script there, whether that was Mason Mount's fault or Raheem Sterling's fault. Someone was not paying attention and did not read the script. Mount has just looked to play the run over the top for Raheem Sterling and just to play him in behind. And Raheem Sterling's just not even paying attention. and it's made them both look like a fool, really. Got a beauty of a free kick there from England. Yeah, that was an absolute perler, Curly. Phil Jones will make his comeback. Watch this space. Oh my God, I forgot about Phil Jones. Phil Jones has not been in the England side for so long. Honestly, it feels like so long. But it also doesn't at the same time. If Phil Jones ends up back in this England squad, I don't know what I'd do. I don't think I could cope. England yet to make a sub still. Kyle Walker brings the ball down, gives it away needlessly there, and his Saj has done a beautiful ball out left there. Big switch from right back, and Albania have had the ball intercepted. Kyle Walker looks like he's maybe hit out a little bit there at the Albanian number 7, and he looks probably like he's going to go in the book. It was a rubbish skill there from Kyle Walker. He's got too cocky, and the number 7 has just read him, and, well, he's read him, took the ball, and Kyle Walker's gone, I'll have you, and shoved him over. Pretty much what a defender does anyway when they lose the ball, what all defenders do. So the one sub I would be expecting Gareth Southgate to make would maybe be saving Harry Kane for this game against Poland on Wednesday. If you want me to stream that, guys, let me know. Obviously, I know that we've got a few Albanian fans in there. I know that it might not be your cup of tea, but if you do want to come and watch it, I would absolutely love to see you guys in the stream as well. I really would. I really appreciate you guys stopping by, and I appreciate everyone for stopping by as well. What do you think of Maguire, says Flynn? My problem with Harry Maguire and John Stones is they both have mistakes in them. We don't have a John Terry or a Rio or someone like that to keep them. Oh, good ball in there. Oh, it's just been cleared. Yeah, it's just been cleared, and Phil Foden might be able to counter-attack there. Well defended by number 10. It's actually gone for a free kick, so what do I know? But what do I think to Maguire? Maguire has been very hit and miss this season, but I think he's still a leader, and I think that's what England need, especially when Kane and Sterling and Henderson aren't on. Ward-Prowse is coming on. I've just seen from Abbas. Thank you. Wonder who that will be for. Apologies, I'm a little bit gassy. I think I've swallowed too many bubbles with that one. Ward-Prowse is coming on. We spoke about him earlier, but Maguire is a bit of a loose cannon, I must say, Flynn. He is a bit of a loose cannon. And that's good to have in the team, but it's also not. And that's the problem. You need a couple of loose cannons as James Ward-Prowse comes on for Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips has had a good game, nothing too spectacular, done his job well, and he is coming off. Yes, Prowse is coming on, as Abbas says. Yeah, but Maguire, I think he's the best of a bad bunch. I'd definitely say he's one of the more inconsistent players, but if you do get him on his day, he is an absolute rock at the back, and he can be a fantastic player for England and for Manchester United as well, which is why he signed for that 70 million or so. A few summers ago. Was it last summer? No, it wasn't last summer. It was 2-3 summers ago. I think it was after the World Cup now, wasn't it? Kyle Walker doing some great tracking back there, and there's a little bit of afters there with number 10. Manage there, a little bit of afters. Maybe that is a little bit of a kick out at the Manchester City man. A little bit of afters, just been strength off the ball. Declan Rice does very well there with the ball being fouled. Lovely ball that and James Ward-Prowse is through. Can he see Raheem Sterling, or is he going to go alone? Oh, and he's just been intercepted again. Another great piece of defending from Albania, and they look like they have got the ball clear, and they might be able to attack themselves, but John Stones has won the ball, and Declan Rice can play the ball out to Luke Shaw. Do you think Grimsby are going to get relegated? Grimsby Town, they're bottom of the league, aren't they? I can't comment fairly, Curly, because I don't watch much of League Two, and I'm not really, well, number one, I'm not in Grimsby anymore, which is one reason for it. And number two, it's just boring, isn't it? It just really is. But I hope they don't, because I think it's good for the area we live in. But Hopefully not. Hopefully when we get a few fans back, if we get some towards the back end of the season or whatnot, we can. Raheem Sterling. Oh, he's missed his kick, man. Raheem Sterling, man, you are a joke. And Harry Kane's tried to slide in there just to put it in the back of the net. And in doing so, he's managed to take out 2 Albanian players and has been booked at the same time, despite making a connection with that. Do you think Man United can win the league in 2 or 3 years? I think Man United need to improve their defence. And I think that is the important part for Manchester United. We know they've got a lot of talent in midfield, in attack, but their defence is what lets them down. And we've seen with Liverpool how important a defence is. Raheem Sterling with that miss on his left foot from one of the best players in this England squad, and he's just swung and a miss, and Harry Kane has just been a bit clumsy there going in for that. But yeah, Manchester United, not for me. I think I'd end up being proven wrong, but I think they just need to improve their centre-half position, even if it's just getting a bit more depth for Manchester United. That is what they need. Harry saying, I believe that's the Grimsby down and out. Yeah, I think so. James Ward-Prowse is going through again. Can he... Oh, James Ward-Prowse, man. What is that? He's trying to thread the ball through to Raheem Sterling. He's just caught it on the volley, just slightly off, and it's just cannoned off into the goalkeeper's arms, and it's an easy save for him. What do you think of Liverpool? Yeah, I guess that. I think that's a Aubameyang on your picture. I think Liverpool have been unlucky this season with injuries, Flynn. I think they've been unlucky, and I don't think, had they had the injuries, I don't think they'd be like this. And I think the problem is they've not had the chance to recover. And they've been one of the teams to suffer so much. I think the problem is with this whole season, that is the problem with the whole season. The coronavirus has made it so much more difficult to play for players to stay fit. But if they are world-class players, Raheem Sterling's just been taken out there. It might be a free kick. I can't really tell what's going on. No, play on. That was just a long ball over to Raheem Sterling, who's been bundled over. Liverpool have been good in patches, but I think when Liverpool lost to Aston Villa, there was warning signs there. And then there was, Van Dijk got injured, and then we were thinking, oh no, here we go. And I think Van Dijk is the big loss because he just solidifies that defence. And I think having Van Dijk and Joe Gomez back in that team means that you can then play Henderson and Fabinho in midfield where they're better. And that ultimately makes them better because they've got more competition further up the field, and that then helps. And then it's one of them. What do you think to Liverpool, Finn? Have you been disappointed with them this season? Obviously, have you been disappointed with Arsenal this season as well? Me and my brother are big fans of you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for watching, guys. I really do appreciate that. So we are 75 minutes in. We are still 2-0 up. I say we. England are still 2-0 up against Albania. Albania maintaining a little bit more possession now. Maybe a late surge from Albania could make this interesting in the final 15 minutes or so of this game. Lovely switch out wide there as well. Looks like he's just kept it on, and they're recycling the football yet again. It's a lot of recycling of the football in this game. Maybe just a little bit of winding time down. England have got back very well defensively. Got 10 men behind the ball. The only person who isn't is Harry Kane, and he's pressing between the two centre-backs. And it's eventually gone all the way back to the keeper, showing England's pressing so far, showing how good England have been when they have been pressing. I'm just going to have a quick look at the stats. Has anything really changed? Not really, not at the moment. Not a lot has changed, really. Just that possession stat just gradually creeping up. Albania is starting to get a few chances in this game. A lovely switch there from number 8 out wide. And a ball crossed in. Can he win that? Cleared by Nick Pope. We've not seen a lot of Nick Pope in this game. Not really a good game to get an opinion of Nick Pope in this game. It's not really been the best one. I predicted 2-1 England. Still could happen. Yeah, it could do. An extra goal will either go one or two ways. It'll either go towards my prediction, mate, or your prediction. So one of us might be on for it. Hopefully it's not like 4-1 or 3-1 or something like that, and neither of us get it. Hopefully one of us gets it. Oh, looks like Nick Pope might have just caught the back of Harry Maguire there. Hisaj whipped a lovely ball into a dangerous area, and there was no communication there between Harry Maguire and Nick Pope. And Pope's punched the ball and maybe caught a little bit of Harry Maguire's head there as well. I really do appreciate you guys being in my stream. I really do appreciate it. It means the world to me, guys. So thank you. I know obviously there's bigger people and better people out there, but I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Hopefully it's a bit more personal than the bigger channels because I can respond to you all individually. So a corner from Albania there wasn't great, but they've managed to recycle the ball, get another ball in, brought down inside the box. Declan Rice has nicked the ball, and England are looking to counter-attack with Raheem Sterling and Phil Foden. And Raheem Sterling's been dragged back there. That might go back for a England foul just before the halfway line. A cynical foul there. He knew what he was doing, but it kept Albania in this game. If Albania lose another, they aren't in this game. All they need is one in the next few minutes to make it a final interesting 5-10 minutes or so. So probably a good tactical foul. We are getting to the business end of this game now. Hisaj has just been booked. He is the only player I actually know of this team so far. Very, very cynical foul there. Knew exactly what he was doing, but fair play to him. Here we go. I've been here from one day and I already love your content. Oh, thank you, mate. I really appreciate that. That means the world to me. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, mate. That honestly means so much to me, mate. So thank you. Hopefully we can, if you do like it and you know anyone else who'd like it, be sure to share it with them. I'd really appreciate it. And hopefully we can keep on growing, build our nice little community, because that's what I want this to be, a nice little community. It's been nice to have some of me friends from school, Harry, Curly, Jordan. So thank you to you guys as well for stopping by, and a few of my flatmates in the streams as well. Winding down into the last 10 minutes here. What changes would you make for the game on Wednesday? Good question. Poland are going to be our toughest opposition. So I'm kind of surprised that we went with such a strong team right now. I am kind of surprised at that. So I wouldn't make too many changes because I've liked Foden on this right-hand side. He's been able to get a hold of the ball, create a few chances, cause a few problems. Raheem Sterling's the one player I've been disappointed with, but I don't think you can drop Raheem Sterling. So at the minute, I'd maybe keep it the same, other than maybe dropping... who was it? Calvin Phillips for James Ward-Prowse. But Ward-Prowse has not been good since he came onto this game. Since he came on this game and has been misplacing the ball. And maybe that midfield spot is where we need to work on. I'd like to see Trippier get a game against Poland, potentially. Maybe a formation change as well would be nice. But there's not a lot wrong. I think we just need that chemistry to get that gelling together. Jesse Lingard, is coming on for Phil Foden. So that is Phil Foden's day done. Not a bad day at the office for Phil Foden there. And Jesse Lingard is coming on. I can't remember who said Jesse Lingard to come on, but hopefully he can come on and get a goal and get himself full of confidence. Yeah, so I think, to answer Harry's question, I think I won't make too many changes. Maybe just to swap them around and get the fitness. Maybe see Ben Chilwell again, just to maintain, make sure that we don't get any silly injuries, especially if we go a couple of goals up against Poland. We might do, we might not. But if we do, get us a few opportunities, and hopefully, we can get a result, because I think we need a strong defence, because they've got Robert Lewandowski up front and he will score if you give him the opportunity to. So we've got Kyle Walker, on a throw-in here. Seems to be taking a while to get the play back in. Jesse Lingard is on the field wearing his number 14 shirt. Lovely to see him back in the England setup. He's one of those players who everyone seems to love, and rightfully so. I think he's not done a lot wrong. He talked about his fallout of love of football, and it's a shame to hear, but West Ham, he really seems to have rejuvenated rejuvenated his career and his love and the passion for the game. And it's credit to him. He's been fantastic. And he's so sharp and so physically fit as well. So Walker has the ball about 40 yards out, goes all the way back to Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire out to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's been good this game as well. Get thinking about your man of the matches, guys, if you are watching along with me. If not, I will be giving my man of the match in a short while, so don't worry. And who would you like to see in this England setup in the future? Who do you think should be in the England setup? Who do you think should not? Do you think Jesse Lingard has a career left at Man United, or do you think he'll permanently leave? I think the problem is with Jesse Lingard, Bruno Fernandes has come in so well and done, he's done so well for Manchester United. He has been one of the players of the season this season, if not the player of the season. And I think it's difficult for Jesse to really push on in that Manchester United team. I think they'll be wasting a player who maybe could be a starter at a top 6 club, maybe a top 6, top 8 club like West Ham are. So I personally don't think so. But with Pogba rumouring to want to go and spitting his dummy out every 20 seconds, I really don't like Paul Pogba as a footballer. But with him spitting his dummy out all the time, I don't think we can say for Jesse Lingard that he needs to be in this team. That's the problem. As an Arsenal fan, I think we are improving, but we will take time to start to get to the Champions League. But hope still for the Europa League. Yeah, Arsenal have been disappointing this season. Admittedly, Chelsea did lose to them like 3-0, and I'd never been more confident in my life that Chelsea were going to beat them, and they just got absolutely turned over. At Arteta's start, you can start to see a plan at Arsenal, which is good, which is very good for Arsenal. And hopefully, from an Arsenal fan perspective, which obviously isn't my perspective, but from that perspective, hopefully for you guys, you can start turning back to the team you once were a few years ago. We were, challenging for the top 4, challenging for league titles and stuff like that. Bamford needs to be involved in this setup for me. Luke Shaw for man of the match. I do agree with that. Bamford is a little bit unlucky. I saw a lot of people talking about Luke Ayling getting in from Leeds. I was like, Luke Ayling isn't. If Bamford's nowhere in his side, and Bamford is one of the top goal scorers in the Premier League, his team's top goal scorer, if he's not getting in his side over Ollie Watkins, then Luke Ayling isn't going to get in front of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Let's be real. But I do think he's maybe more in the mould of a Harry Kane, which might render him better, but it also might render him a little bit redundant in that sense, because unless Harry Kane gets injured, we don't need another Harry Kane, and we don't want 2 Harry Kanes up front with each other, because Harry Kane works well with attacking players. So that is the problem with that. And Luke Shaw for man of the match. Yeah, I think Luke Shaw's not. He's had a good, a good full return to the England squad today. I've been impressed with Mason Mount. I've been impressed with Luke Shaw. Declan Rice at times has been good as well. Breaking up that play. And I've also been, John Stones has had a quiet game, but that isn't necessarily a problem, if I'm brutally honest with you. The goal scorers so far have been Harry Kane and Mason Mount. If you are joining a little bit later, they have been Harry Kane and Mason Mount. Harry Kane in the first half, Mount in the second half. And England are 2-0 up against Albania with just less than 5 minutes left to play. From a neutral perspective, which I'm not, but from a neutral perspective, you would be hoping for a goal here just to keep the game a little bit more interesting going into the final 5 minutes. I think Albania have been good. They've been better than I expected. And the scoreline really shows that. It is only 2-0. And I think a lot of people were expecting 4 or 5. But they have been good. They've looked good defensively. They've just been unlucky that England have, made the most of the very few chances they've had. England haven't created many. Raheem Sterling hasn't done much. Raheem Sterling, definitely not the man of the match. Flynn says Declan Rice for man of the match for him. Yeah, that's a good shout. I do think Declan Rice has been good. But I do think my man of the match, I think I'm going to go with Harry, and I think I'm going to say Luke Shaw. That assist was fantastic for Harry Kane. in the first half, and he put it on a plate for him. And it's just been a consistent performance. He's done everything you wanted from a fullback. So there is my man of the match for this game. We've still got 3 minutes left. So maybe if Declan Rice gets a goal or something like that, maybe it can change my mind. But they were my two top contenders. And of course, Mason Mount has been good as well. But I don't want to bore you about talking about Mason Mount. So 3 more minutes. The game looks like it's drawing a little bit to a close. England trying to maintain possession again. Mason Mount into Harry Kane, into Jesse Lingard. Out wide on this right, Jesse Lingard is playing. But they've been intercepted. Number 8 for Albania has intercepted that well. And Albania have lost the ball again. That was sloppy. But James Ward-Prowse has given away a foul in the process. He's given away a foul. Bit of a clumsy one, that, actually. Just kind of the play has gone to move. And Albania are making, is it that final sub? I can never remember if they're doing 3 or 5 subs in certain competitions now. But they are making another substitution. Let's see how many that is. That is 4, so they are doing 5. I've totally lost track of who's doing subs. So, yeah, they are on they are on their 4th sub. And, yeah, we are moving into the final minute or so, and it looks like, unless there is something that happens in the final minute or so, looks like England are going to get all 3 points from this game, despite it being a very, very hard game at periods, and Albania really improving and growing into this game as the game has progressed. Klopp's time up. Not for me. I don't think Jurgen Klopp should be getting sacked. Yes, it's a hard period, but if you think about it this way, if Chelsea were to lose Rudiger, Azpilicueta and Thiago Silva, would Chelsea be in 3rd, 4th? No, they wouldn't. And that is the problem. I don't think there's much Jurgen Klopp can do. He's been unfortunate with the form of Kabak since he's come in, making a few mistakes, and Alisson and the stuff that's happened behind the scenes. But I don't think Jurgen Klopp should be getting the boot quite so yet. If he gets the whole team back and then all of a sudden he's still down in 7th, 8th, 9th, then yes, maybe it's time to consider his future. But at the minute, I don't think so. So Kyle Walker has the ball at right back, and the time is just being wounded down here. So there isn't much really for me to comment on, and we are coming into the final few minutes of this stage. We'll have a quick debrief before we all go. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Let me know if you have enjoyed it. Obviously, I am just still getting used to this. Can Harry Kane get a late goal? Hits it across the box, but the defenders cleared it. Let me know if you guys have enjoyed it. We have got 4 more minutes of extra time, or added time, should I say. Just reviewing this. And Flynn is with me about Jurgen Klopp. Good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah, so let me know what you guys, if there's any games you want me to try and stream in the future, if you like the commentary, whatever, be sure to let me know. We have got one coming up. Jordan, who was in the stream earlier, I'm not sure if he's still here. But if he is still in here, he is coming onto the stream at a later point when Chelsea take on Porto in the Champions League, because he's a Porto fan and I am a Chelsea fan. So that should be an interesting one. That is April the 3rd, I'm tempted to say. So we will get on that, and I will be streaming the Chelsea game, the Chelsea-West Brom game. So if you are interested, or you just want to spend some time, find out a few things and have a laugh, then you know the place to come. Jordan is still here. Great. Thank you, Jordan. Really appreciate that, mate. Really appreciate it. And looking forward to having you on the stream. I'm hoping you are. I'll have to get some hard questions for you, mate, or whatever. I'll have to get some hard game for you on at half-time to fill that 15-minute void of nothingness. England look like they're going to take all 3 points here. It'd be nice to see Albania get a goal, I guess. It would be good for their confidence going into the group. But at the end of the day, England have done their job well, even if they've not done well. April the 6th, the game is. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you. And Hamza is still here. Thank you, mate. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for joining as well, mate. Really, really do appreciate that. Oh, final 2 minutes. I hope something happens. Can you do Liverpool versus Arsenal live commentary April 3rd? If you would like to, I absolutely will do. Let me know. If you go onto one of my videos and follow me on Twitter, then I can do that for you. Or, in fact, I can chuck my Twitter account into the chat currently, and then you can keep up to date that way, and you can see when I want people on the stream, etc. Thank you, Flint. I'll just post that in there for you there. That is my Twitter account. If you follow that, then you'll be able to keep up to date in case if you miss anything on here. And then if you want to, drop me a message and say, can you do this one? Then I absolutely will. So there you are, mate. Thank you for coming in, mate. Really appreciate you coming in, and glad you've enjoyed this video or this stream. I really am glad you've enjoyed. So coming into the last minute now before we end up I've just noticed, I've just refreshed my phone because my phone is on here as well. 162 subscribers, so we've gained 7 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate that. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed and everyone who's liked. We're up to 27. 3 people who've disliked, so apologies to you guys if you have disliked. But thank you. I really appreciate all the support, guys. And we're on that way to 200. We really are. And that road to 200 looks a little bit closer now. So it looks like the game is just rounding up here. We'll have a few final minute thoughts, and then I will end the stream. So let me just share the screen so we can have a look at the full-time ratings and stuff like that. Here we go. Right, share. Here we go. So, man of the match given on here looks like it's going to Mason Mount and to Declan Rice. The full-time whistle's just about to go to my left. Mason Mount and Declan Rice, and Luke Shaw, also a high performer. Nick Pope hasn't really had much to do in this game. I'd like to see Nick Pope play in the next game because of the fact he's not really had much in this game to do against Robert Lewandowski. It'll be interesting to see how he performs against the best striker, centre forward of them all. Full time then, Albania 0, England 2. Kyle Walker and the defence had a solid game. Not too many questions of them, other than that early opportunity by Azuni, which he blazed over, unfortunately. Mason Mount got his goal, a very good goal from Mason Mount, a good finish, but hopefully not overshadowed by his by his awful free kick attempt to Raheem Sterling. Calvin Phillips with a 7.2 match rating as well. Declan Rice, which was, I think it was Flynn's man of the match. He is on a 7.9 match rating. Phil Foden had another good game for England. I'm really excited to see Phil Foden in this England setup. I think he could be a player further down the line. And we'll just scroll down to the stats. Here we go. So really, really was a dominant performance by England. England ended up with a whopping 71%, but at halftime it was 19% to Albania. That shows they grew into this game by the end. Total shots for England was 9 with 4 on target, 4 off. Albania will be annoyed that they didn't get a shot on target during this game. They had a couple of big opportunities which led to block shots and shots off target. I say a couple, there was literally 2. Which they'll be annoyed with that they didn't test Nick Pope to his maximum capacity. And then not really much else to talk about, really. And that is how the table lined up currently. Obviously, we have all 4 of these teams in action later on. So if you're an Albania fan or an England fan, be sure to watch out for them. Poland and Hungary drew their last game, and Andorra and San Marino have both lost. So looks like it'll be a good battle. Albania, by no stretch of the imagination, are slumps, though, and they will push England and Poland all the way through this World Cup qualifying section. Anyway, guys, thank you. Thank you to everyone who's subbed. Thank you to Flynn and Hamza and everyone who's come in here. Thank you to Jordan and Harry, and thank you to all of you guys for sticking by. I really do appreciate it. I think we got to like 22 people in the stream at one point, which is crazy to me, having such a small channel. So I really, really do appreciate that. Be sure to stick around on this channel if you are new and you are still watching. I'll have another video out on Tuesday. And as I said, if you follow me on if you follow me on Twitter, then you can keep up to date with everything. Thanks for keeping me entertained for an hour. No worries, mate. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Jordan says, I think a lot of people will have underestimated Albania. They performed well considering. I totally agree with that one, mate. That was a very gutsy performance from Albania, and they look good defensively. And I think against sides that maybe aren't as good as England at creating opportunities and aren't as clinical, then they will do well. Active Aaron, lovely to see you, mate. Thank you for stopping by again. Was impressed with Albania defensively. That seems to be a common theme. That does seem to be a common theme. So hopefully for Albania, they can make the most of this good form. And Erin is still in the stream. Thank you. You're doing great. Another good stream. Thank you, Erin. I really appreciate it. And you for watching the whole stream. I can't imagine many girlfriends would sit and watch the whole stream for their boyfriend, but I really do appreciate it. Well, guys, I think I'm going to conclude it there. I'm getting hungry and I need another drink because I drank all of my water. I managed to get the bottle open. So if you have enjoyed, like I said, be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, stay safe.